Good morning and welcome back. It's, before rain was the story in the weather, the last few days of humidity, I have been taking my running exercise onto a treadmill. So I have been hanging on to these earbuds and listening to music. Have you ever gotten a warning on your phone that says you've been listening to your music too loudly?
It tells me that, and it turns it down whether I want to or not.
So I got my first experience with that because I had the earbuds in, but then how timely is that? Because we're actually talking about frequent exposure to loud music and its ability to damage your hearing, specifically listening to music through a pair of earbuds. And I know a lot of people have been using these with Zoom calls and things like that too.
Let's go ahead and talk to our guest. It's a key message from our friend Dr. Mark Sims, a specialist in the damage that we do to our own ears. Doc, Mom always warned me this would happen. And that was when we wore headphones on our ears, and now we stick them all the way in. And Drew and I have chosen a business where you wear one in your ear for 6 hours a day. How bad are we hurting ourselves?
Well, it depends on how loud it is. It's really the how loud the noise is and the duration. So it's kind of putting the earbuds in and then continually exposing yourself. The other issue is how much background noise there is. So if you're in a lot of background noise, you tend to turn it up even louder to overcome that background noise, and that makes your exposure worse. You should really probably take about 5 minutes off every 68 minutes to give your ears a break.
And so this goes against what some may assume, that hearing loss is just a part of aging. It's common from other sources.
Unfortunately, 1 out of 5 people in their young adult years has a measurable hearing loss already. So this is definitely an effect of this problem. And so we're trying to increase awareness so people can turn it down. And it's great that you guys mentioned that the smart devices now are getting better at telling people it is now. That all assumes that you follow the directions, right? Like you guys paid attention, but not everybody does, because I'm not sure they realize what happens.
And it is interesting as well, because we do have the option to override even safety measures. You mentioned the timeout we should give ourselves and to listen to the technology that tries to help. Any other tips that you'd give that just kind of make sense?
Well, I think, as I touched on, noise canceling is really important. And that's because, if you're in a lot of ambient noise, surrounding background noise, and you want to hear the music, then you try, or whatever you're listening to, you try to overcome that so you make it even louder. The other thing is tinnitus or tinnitus, when your ear has a noise that isn't external, that is a sign that your ears are hurting. Just like if you hurt your knee aches, your ear aches. So if you have that, especially after noise exposure, it means you've overdone it. Kind of as a general rule, if you can't have a conversation with somebody without raising your voice when they're 3 feet away from you, the sound's too loud, and it's likely damaging.
Yeah, so we're talking about some preventative measures, but also it might be too late for others. And in your book, you talk about advancements in technology. In the interest of full disclosure, you have a financial interest in a product that's evidence of technology advancement. What makes Earlens different?
Well, so I'm a consultant to help them develop it. It is different. Most hearing aids just put a speaker in your ear canal, and there's limitations to that. Every teenager knows if you want to make something louder, get bigger speakers. But your ear canal is kind of small. You can't put a woofer and a tweeter in your ear canal, so you can't get the full bandwidth of range. This is a unique device where you put a little motor on your first bone of hearing, and it drives it directly, so you can get more volume and a better frequency of sound, or broader spectrum. So it sounds much more natural. It's just coming to market. I think people should look for a local person to consider if this is something that meets their needs, but it's definitely a better hearing experience. It's much more natural. Well, we're excited about coming to market.
It's fairly clear that the technology may be at least part of the answer, given that we have a society that's not moving away from loud noises and moving ever closer to it. The book is called Listen Up, A Physician's Guide to Effectively Treating Your Hearing Loss. Dr. Mark Sims is the author, and our friend this morning for joining us. Appreciate it, Doc.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.